There's a scientist in Germany, astrophysicist, right? Dr. Bernd Kroplin. He was researching that when people are going in space and they get sick, how do you heal them? You know? So he was doing some research on this, and he ended up finding something miraculous. And a lot of YouTube videos of his, right? What he found, and he did the research on water. What he found is a very simple experiment he did. Suppose I'm having say there is a plate in which I take a syringe and I take a drop of water, and I put that water in that plate, and they see the microscopic picture of that water. So the water has, when the water evaporates, it leaves a shape, right? And if you just go and Google it, you'll find these images on the Google as well. So if I put 10 drops, right, from that syringe, all 10 drops have the same image, exactly the same image. But if I give the same syringe, having the same water to you, and you put the drop now, the image completely changes.
Wow.
The image completely changes. I take the same syringe back, I put the water, image is same as before. If you now put the drop, it's different. And if I put, it's different. And it's the same water, same syringe, right? What eventually they found is, and this was not just once, twice, and he's a proper scientist, years of study. What they found is, when I am putting the droplet of water, it is passing through my energy field. When you are putting, it's passing through your energy field. And depending on the frequency or the vibration of your energy, the structure changes. And the way we have an eye impression, which is unique, the finger imprint, which is unique, we have an energy which is completely unique. And there are now scientists like Dr. Amit Goswami, he's a quantum physicist, right? Amazing insight on this. A lot of books he has written. Dr. Bruce Lipton from ex-Stanford, cellular biologist, he talks about this as well. So coming back to the point that we are a being of energy and we live in an energy world. So your thoughts, quoting Swami Shivananda, amazing teacher. You must read his books, all freely available on I think on Google as well. He says that thought is even faster than light. And for it, there are no physical boundaries.
Yeah.
Because it's a very subtle energy which transmits. And now, now there are experiments being done in US where they are testing these concepts like telepathy, like or can you communicate through thoughts?
Yeah.
There are research already in place right now, which is happening in a way.
We have already started seeing products in place as well, where like computer programs and stuff like that, where you think and things starts happening.
Things happening. So the same principle on which mobile works out, right? Now, there is another institute in US called as Institute of Heart Math, and possibly the most scientific, credible body right now in the world, a group of scientists exactly doing the work on this right now. That we all are connected with one energy field, which is the earth energy field, right? So what happens to me also impacts people around me. What happens to you also impacts people around us as well right now, yeah? And, they identified, they put a lot of tests, a lot of devices, and they measured that, the human energy field. So from the heart, this energy field goes around several meters away from your heart. And it's a beautiful, egg-like structure, which is like completely around the body. So that is the basis on why, if I think a thought, I end up attracting something in my life. Because energy has a connection.
Wow.
Energy attracts like energy, and unlike energy repels unlike energy. You always end up meeting kind of person you are. Now, most people want a great life, want an abundant life, rich life, successful life. But what are you as a person? As a person, I'm procrastinating, I'm lazy, I'm fearful, I'm doubts. Then what you're imagining will not work out. But what you are is what you're going to bring back in your life. Hence, coming back to the point I mentioned initially, changing your personality is the key. Till the point you do not upgrade your mindset, your belief system, your behaviors, your self-esteem, self-worth, and raise the energy higher, prolonged success, permanent success is not possible. You may have 1-2 manifestations, but you go back again to the same state, right? What Dr. Joe Dispenza says, personality creates the personal reality.
Wow.
So changing your personality, and what is personality? Your thoughts, your belief system, your emotions, right? Your mindset, your actions, you have to change all of it. Before you become the person who earns $1 million, can you be like that person right now? Can you feel like the person? Can you think like the person, right? So before these champions in athletes, in cricket, in football, before they became that champion, they first convinced themselves that I'm a champion. What Muhammad Ali said, right? Even before I became the champion, I imagined myself becoming the champion. Then only the reality happened. So, just to summarize this in one line, everything happens twice in this world.
Once in your mind and once in
First in the
reality.
mind, second in reality.
Wow.
Nothing can happen in reality without happening in the mind first.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And this is the basis on which, the entire, if you refer to any spiritual organization or ancient text, it points to this in a way. And now we have science as well. Enough data across. Dr. Brendan Kaplan, the water research, Dr. Amit Goswami, Dr. Bruce Lipton, enough data which says, yeah. Okay, can I give you one more example?
Sure.
This is a very phenomenal example. 1995, a scientist from Italy, I guess, Rome, Dr. Reno Pioch, I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly, P-O-C-H, Reno Pioch. And if you go to Google, you'll find this article. He did an experiment. He took newly born chicks, right? 15, 20 of them. And this was repeated multiple times. Now, when the chicks were born, there's a room which they built it up, right? And proper controlled experiment. They had cameras set in. The chicks were kept, right? When they're born, there was a robot which was kept with the chick, right? And the robot was designed to move randomly in the room, in that space, move randomly, right? Now the chicks are born, whatever they see as the first thing moving around them, they think is my mother, right? And the mother was not there. They were kept intentionally around the robot. So as the robot moves, the chicks follows the robot, which means the chicks feels this is my mother. And there's a proper research paper on the study which was published on Google, proper PDF. Somebody can go and also check it. Maybe we can give the link if you in the podcast. So this happened. Okay, fair enough. Nothing to doubt about this, but this is normal. Chicks thought they are the robot is the mother. Now, what they did was they were mapping the robot activity throughout, like how the robot is moving. So the robot random movement was random. If you look at the chart, and it was like if you look at the graph they have published, it's like all random in the entire space, right? Okay. Now what they did was they put the chicks in one cage at one corner of the room, right? Now the robot was left to move freely, randomly, no directions given to it, right? Chicks were at one corner, and this happened for days together. When they saw the movement of the robot in the graph, guess what happened? More than half of the time, or if you look at the graph, it looks very, very clear. I think 70-80% of the robot movement was around the cage where the chicks were kept.
Ooh.
How come that is possible? Robot is designed to move randomly, which it did. How come this time when the chicks were at one corner, the maximum movement was concentrated at one corner? How that was possible? Phenomenal. This is called as psychokinesis, which is like, you can move, you can make things move with your mind. That's the science of it, scientific study. And if you go to the Google, get the PDF link, and you see the picture, you'll see the activity on one side. Conclusion was the chicks, with their strong intention to be close to their mother, made the robot move mostly around their cage.
Wow.
And that principle works on, because we know now we live in an energy world. Quantum physics says that it's not the physical matter, it's the energy. That's the basis of creation. And in energy, we are connected. There's no separation. You and me are connected right now.
Nice.
World is connected. That's why if there's a violence at one place, it will affect everybody. If there's a peace, like in US, they did the experiment. Swami Maharshi Yogi, transcendental meditation, they got a group of people who meditated together, and they had crime rates going down in winter season when the crime rates used to go up. With meditation, they're able to generate more love and peace in that area. And there's a proper data-driven study for like 30, 40 years together, right? So we know now our thoughts, intention affects the physical matter. And many experiments like this has been done. Somebody is sick, and there's a group of ladies unable to get pregnant, and a group some people prayed for, and a group nobody prayed for. The group which was prayed for, more ladies conceive a child.
Wow.
And these are proper scientific studies done in the world. So now we know, okay, so coming back to the point, it's an energy world we are living in. Whatever you want is already connected to you. It's just that you have to pull in your space. And the best example is the internet. You just type it and you have the data in front of you.
Yeah.
And the data is in US, Harvard. How do you get on the Google instantly? There is a data getting transmitted, information getting transmitted.
Yeah.
Similarly, imagine a cosmic internet, a cosmic mind in which you download information from. And if I put an intention, it reaches to the right person. That's why becoming very specific about the intention is very clear. If it's vague, you are like, I'm calling you, but I'm not putting the right number. My call will go to 10%. And I love the example of Frida Pinto. If you look at this video again, Simi Gariwal talk, her sister shared. She was an ordinary girl, no acting experience at all. And she imagined for 6 years, 5-6 years, in her washroom every night, holding a bottle of water as an Oscar trophy and giving an Oscar speech. 5-6 years later, she gets the first movie. Which movie? Slumdog Millionaire. And that movie goes on to win the Oscar. Is she the greatest actor? Not really. The best actor? Not really. How come she manifested the Oscar for her?
Wow.
That thought was so intense, so strongly built, that made her kind of get to the right person, the right opportunity, which landed for which the name we give is coincidence. But it's synchronicity. You are creating that to happen for you. So there's an amazing article on Google from a scientist from Pennsylvania. His name is Rick Henry. Henry is the name. Rick, or I'm not sure. So, but I'll send the article link. And there's an article he published, right, in the journal Nature, the most prestigious science journal on planet Earth, right? And in which he writes an amazing article. And he says at the last, accept this inarguable conclusion that the world is not, the universe is not physical, it is mental and spiritual.
Wow.
We live in a mental universe where a greater mind, like what the great scientist Max Planck said, I do not know what is the core of this, but there exists the intelligence which is beyond what we understand. And from that core, everything comes out. What even Nikola Tesla talked about, right? So that's the energy field, which you can give many names to it. Brahma, Supreme Param Brahma, the cosmic intelligence, whatever it might be.